Hello friends, this is Peter Bain, co-founder of forexspinner.com, and thank you very much for taking the time to be with us for this very special presentation called A Minimalist Approach to Forex Trading. Now, I don't want you to click away too soon because we're going to have a special offer at the end of this presentation, which will last about half an hour, so you want to hang in there and not miss the offer at the end. The S123 team members are Lennox Chambers on the left, who's a trader. He's the creator of the simple 123 system and the wave calculator that goes with that system. He's also a coach and mentor at Forex Trader. You'll see him in the lounge from time to time. On the right, George Pitcher has been a Forex Trader member since 2008. He's a trader, also a programmer. He's done all of the programming to introduce Lennox's wave calculator into MetaTrader 4. He's done all of the programming for the alerts. He's also a mentor and coach. You'll find him in the lounge from time to time. In the middle, yours truly. So why are we here today? How did we get to this point? I'd like to take you back in time to last year. I attended a seminar here in Victoria, British Columbia, Canada, and I think it was a 3-day seminar. And I remember seeing Lennox raise his hand. He was quite a participant in the seminar. So I thought to myself, at some point, I'm going to go over and sit beside him just to find out what he's all about. I like to move around in seminars just to meet different people and to relieve the boredom. So on the last day of the seminar, I did go over and sit beside Lennox, and at some point we struck up a conversation on trading. The seminar wasn't about trading at all, but we got into trading. He mentioned that he was trading options. I told him about the Forex, and I told him, that the profit potential for the Forex is about, you could, within reason, make $4,000 US a month trading standard lots. That seemed to catch his attention. I guess the reason being that most people who have a day job make about $1,500 every 2 weeks, less than $4,000. So if you could make $4,000 a month trading the Forex, that's pretty appealing, because at some point you can then quit your day job. So Lennox invited me over to his place after the seminar, and I told him as much as I could within reason, within a couple hours. I didn't get into standard lots, mini lots, micro lots. I didn't get into which broker to use, just didn't have time. So I left, and I thought, well, that's that. I don't really know what he's going to do with this information. Lo and behold, shortly thereafter, he contacted me, doesn't live far away, and indicated that he'd already opened a live account at a broker, that he was trading, and he was doing very well. As a matter of fact, within a very short period of time, he ramped up his account from $5,000 to $30,000 within 1 month. And I thought, that's pretty cool. I've never seen that happen before. And also what caught my attention was the fact that he was trading 10 standard lots at a time. I said, hey, wait a minute, Lennox, nobody starts off trading standard lots. They usually start with micros, go to minis, and then work their way up to standard. He said, well, you didn't tell me how many lots to trade. And I thought, well, 10 sounded like a reasonable number. So he started trading 10 standard lots and did very well. So that really got me going. I contacted my business partner in Vancouver, Dick Young, and said, look, you got to get over here and talk to this guy, because this is something that we should be sharing with our members. Since meeting up with Lennox, I've been using his 123 system and his calculator, not only for the Forex, but for stocks. I just love the system, and I love the calculator. I wouldn't give up the calculator for anything. And so that's the reason we're here today, is to share with you Lennox's system, so that you can take advantage of it as well. Here's the proof in the pudding. Here are some, I've got 3 slides here showing some of Lennox's trading results using the S123 system. You can see lots of green ink and a little bit of red ink, so that's quite impressive. Slide 2, again, lots of green ink, a little bit of red ink, some pretty big numbers there. Now, Lennox started off trading 10 standard lots, and since then has moderated. He will trade 2 standard lots, 3 standard lots, still does do some 10 standard lot trades. We're not recommending that you start off at 10 standard lots. We suggest that if you're a beginner, you might want to start with micros, then move up to minis, and then to standard lots, and progress all your way up to Lennox's level. Here's the 3rd slide showing some of Lennox's results. Again, lots of green ink, very little red ink. Very impressive for somebody who has only been trading the Forex now for perhaps about a year. What I should say in that regard is Lennox has been trading options, I believe, for something like 20 years. He's a very serious trader, really knows his stuff. He lives and breathes trading. This isn't just a hobby for him. This is what he does for a living. So let's have a look at some of his recent trades. These are real trades, by the way, not fudged up. This is the GBP NZD 1-hour chart. And you can see down here at the bottom of your screen, he traded 2 standard lots. And what he did, I'm not going to get into too much detail here because I don't want to steal his thunder. He's going to talk about his system momentarily. But here you can see he took a short trade up here, executing off of a 1, 2, 3 top. His wave calculator, which I absolutely love, showed him his price projections down here. You can see the target levels. And you can see that price actually breezed all the way through, swooned down past the targets. And the net effect was $3,060 to his account. Another example, this is the GBP NZD, and this one is the 30-minute chart. Here he traded 3 standard lots, netting $2,117. Again, he executed off of a 1, 2, 3 top, which he'll get into in a minute. His program shows the retracements in here. It also shows the price projections down here, the various levels. And you can see that his logic worked out extremely well. He got into the trade and made some nice money off of that trade. Trade number 3, this is the Euro USD 1-hour chart, trading 3 standard lots down here, netting him $2,253. And again, another short situation where he used his S123 logic up here, which showed him the retracements and also showed him the price projection. So he got a good entry point up here, and you can see that price swooned all the way down through the various price projection levels. Lennox will be getting into that momentarily. Okay, now I've said enough. What I'd like to do is to turn you over to the master himself, Lennox. So Lennox, take it away.
Okay, thanks, Peter. Yeah, and welcome everyone. Okay, so the simple 1, 2, 3 system. It is indeed just a bare minimum trading strategy. It is one of the most common chart pattern that occurs on any chart, any time frame, whether you're playing stocks, commodities, Forex, ETFs. It doesn't really matter what chart you're looking at. The 1, 2, 3 occurs over and over and over again on the charts. And once you get a handle of how and where to look for them and how to enter the 1, 2, 3, you can become quite proficient at amassing profits. So George and Peter have seen the system now for a year, and I know that they are both quite taken by it, and would be definitely along with me in saying that this is one of the best strategies ever that they've used in their trading careers. So just to give you some ideas of how this all works, how we identify the 1, 2, 3s. There are some simple steps that we take when we're identifying the 1, 2, 3 setups, and I will go through that with you with a live demonstration momentarily. But basically, we are teaching people to look at the 1-hour time frame primarily and the 4-hour time frame. So in this example, this is a clean chart. Basically, I have 3 EMAs on this chart. One of the EMAs, the middle one, is a 13 EMA, which we don't really use. I just kind of put that on for my own benefit. But so the other 2 are the 5 and the 21 EMAs. What I'm looking for is basically a move from a high point, in this case, a high point on the chart that has come down to a low point on the chart. Conversely, if I were looking for a top, so I'm looking for a bottom in this case, if I were looking for a top, I would be looking for a move from a low point to a high point, and then a reverse of that to the downside. So I'm looking for a triangle, essentially, at the bottom of a move. Once that triangle is formed, then I'm looking at the EMAs to give me confirmation of the move. Once the EMAs cross, then that confirmation is set, and entries can be made into that particular 1, 2, 3 setup. We have the wave calculator, which then gives us our targets, and you can then take your profits at whatever targets you feel comfortable. We have of course, recommended targets and so forth. Again, the key is just looking for a low point on the chart on the 1-hour time frame, waiting for a 1, 2, 3 bottom to paint. Once that's done, we get confirmation of the EMAs, and we're in. And that is it. There is nothing more to this. It's very simple, very straightforward. It works all the time. And when I say all the time, if you get the 1, 2, 3 correct, you're going to make profits. There are times, of course, when you might be in the wrong place. You see a 1, 2, 3, you're thinking, okay, that might be it, but that's a different story. So if you get the 1, 2, 3 correct at the right place, it usually works out quite well. We also use the MACD. That's the only other indicator that we use. And again, we're looking for MACD to give us a cross and then a move up to and above its waterline or its zero line. And that's the basic step-by-step of the MACD. So let me show you an example on the next chart here. This is the 1, 2, 3 in action, and I'm using the wave calculator, which is built into MT4. This is the wave calculator button here, and I enter the first point at the lowest point on the chart. I enter the second point, the third point, and it then gives me the projected targets. As you can see, in this case, the projected targets are bang on for this move. So the recommended target would be to get out at this green or the middle target. Once you've done that, you can see that price has fallen back. So it's always a good thing to take profit in this area, and then either wait for a new 1, 2, 3, which has occurred here, a very smaller one compared to the much larger one here. So that's the reason why this particular one at the low is the best entry on the chart. You can also wait this move out and then continue up to the next set of targets, and that would have worked out as well. So that's all up to the individual and how you would your risk tolerance, I guess, and how patient you are. So that's basically how that works. And again, it's very straightforward. So I'll give you a live demo of this in a moment, and then you'll see. Okay, we also have the automatic wave calculator, and this is very powerful. What it does basically is it does what I just showed you on the charts automatically without you having to do anything, and it just paints the 1, 2, 3s for you as the chart is unfolding and shows you profit targets. And this is what it looks like on the chart. So it's painting all the 1, 2, 3s as it finds them. As it goes along on the chart, it's painting them, and then it's putting the target points. So this is the latest of the 1, 2, 3. So it's found a 1, 2, 3 at this point, and it's painting that 1, 2, 3 directly on the chart and giving you all the target areas to take profits. So you can see in this particular 1, 2, 3 top, it's made the move down to the first set of targets. So at this point, you could have exited this trade, or if you feel that it can go lower, then you could wait and exit at the lower targets. So again, it all depends on your risk tolerance. So that's a quick look at that. So let me now do a live demo for you. Okay, so this is I'm live in my account. This is a live account that I have open, and I have a live trade going. I just wanted to do a live trade to show you exactly what I'm talking about. So in this particular trade, I'm using one lot just to show you, with one lot how you can do this. I'm in the USD Swiss pair on right now. I mean, this is just a quick overview of the step-by-step of how we find the 1, 2, 3s and put them on the chart and make profits. So right now with one lot, I'm up a little over $100. And so this is a monthly time frame. And as you can see, I have the automatic wave calculator painted on the screen. It's found a 1, 2, 3 on the monthly, and this has put that 1, 2, 3 in for me, and it's given me targets. So if I wanted to play on the monthly time frame, I could use these targets to reach a profit potential up in these areas here. So one of the keys to this is to use the monthly time frame as the starting point whenever we're trading. We start from the monthly. We take a look at the overall picture of the chart to see what it's doing, what the trend is like, and that gives us an overall picture of where we want to be, where we are, and where we want it to be. So I then drop down to the weekly chart, and again the wave calculator has painted 1, 2, 3 bottom for me and given me targets. So on the weekly chart, I can see that I'm in an overall uptrend, and on the daily chart, again, the wave calculator has painted a 1, 2, 3 top in this case, and is giving me targets to this area. The overall trend is still to the upside. However, we're having a little bit of a downside on the daily. On the 4-hour time frame, this time the wave calculator, I took the wave calculator off on this time frame just to show you that you can do it without the automatic wave calculator, and again, it shows targets. It would show targets down to this area. So we're in an overall downtrend on the daily and the 4-hour time frame. However, the overall trend on the chart is to the upside. So we're mainly looking for 1, 2, 3 bottoms, if at all possible. However, you can do counter trend trades at these lower time frames because you have opportunities to do that. So there's a 1, 2, 3 top at this point, and then it gives us another 1, 2, 3 top, and then this drop to this low point. So what I'm looking for here, I see specific bars that have set up, and I'm looking for an opportunity to jump in at this lower level on a lower time frame. So I drop to the 1-hour time frame, and on the 1-hour time frame, the automatic wave calculator is painted for me again targets to this area, and I've actually set my target to this level here. My entry was here, so I'll go and show you by coming in a little closer because this is a little hard to see. So I'll drop down to the 30-minute time frame, and I'll make this chart larger and show you exactly what I was seeing. So let me just go back again to the 1 hour. So this is usually where we want to stay when we're looking for a 1, 2, 3 bottom or top. But Sometimes it's easier to see it when you drop down to a lower time frame. You're playing from the 1 hour time frame, but you can drop down to the 30 or even the 15-minute time frame to see the setup a lot more clearly. So in this case, on the 15-minute time frame, this is the 1, 2, 3 bottom. It is painted from a drop to a low that we saw from way up on the daily. And from the daily, basically we're looking at one particular bar. On the 4 hour, we're looking at a couple of bars. And then on the 1 hour, we're looking at the 1, 2, 3 that's painted. This occurs over and over and over again on the chart. So I drop down to the 30-minute, down to the 15-minute. This is what's painted. I can actually physically, manually, if I clear this, I'm going to clear it with, I can manually clear all these off, and I'm going to come back to the 15 so everything's gone. I can put the wave calculator on manually by clicking that button, putting my number 1 point, my number 2 point, and my number 3 point. And that gives me my targets. So you can see how accurate this is. At this point, this move to this level has given me targets to this level here, and this is the recommended exit. So if I had gotten in this area, I would have exited here, and that would have given me, say, if I got in at the 50% mark, I would have been at 31 pips. So that's to that middle target, and I would be taking my profits. Now I got into this trade at this point here, and this is another recommended entry, and it's about 5 pips above the number 2 point. So that's another entry, and I've got these lines are drawn here that shows you again some little things that you can do to kind of be sure about whether or not you're in a good 1, 2, 3 bottom or top at this particular time. So I draw these lines to just indicate for me, yes, this is a nice setup, and I can enter when price breaks above this channel or trend line here. So this is another indication of entry. So there are a number of entry possibilities here. You can enter using buy limit order. You can enter a market order. You can enter a buy stop order. In this case, I entered a buy stop order above that number 2 point because I missed this move here. I did not see this until price was up in this area, so it was too late for me to enter in here, but it was not too late to enter. So that was the key there. So I still entered here and show you that I'm still picking up some pips, and I've got targets to the higher level here to get to. So that's what I'm looking at. So if I go up to the 30-minute, this is what I'm looking at. There's the 1, 2, 3 bottom. That's the golden cross that we look for. That's our confirmation. There's MACD with its golden cross, and it's moving up and above the waterline. This is what we're looking for. This is basically the entire system. I've just given it away to you, and then we move up to the first set of targets. So again, I can either put the manual calculator on, or I can put the automatic calculator on. So if I do that, and I come back to it, let's see if I can get that to show up. And there's the automatic wave calculator. I just toggled it back on, and it's put the 1, 2, 3 in just like I did on the 15-minute chart, and it's painted the targets for me. And I'm right there at going to this the highest target. I'm going to wait this out for maximum profits in this particular play. And that's the 1, 2, 3 in a nutshell. And it's again a very simple, straightforward, easy to use system. We provide the automatic wave calculator, the manual wave calculator, and also we provide alerts. And I'm just going to give you a quick overview of an alert just to show you how that works. Now, we were just talking about it just now, and I'm going to show you. I'm in my iCloud mail. Alerts will come into your mail. Here's one from at noon today. Noon is our time here on the Pacific Coast. Okay, so this is an alert that had just come in at noon, our time, and it's an alert for the New Zealand USD, and it's telling us that it's a 4-hour top, 1, 2, 3, a 1, 2, 3 top on the 4-hour, and it gives us a couple of 3 parameters. It's telling us what the MACD is doing, whether it's strong or weak, and then we have a link, and this is really the power to this. It gives us a link that you just click on, and that will open up an actual chart of that pair, and it will give me that chart of the New Zealand USD on the 4-hour time frame. It'll show exactly where the 1, 2, 3 top is, and then you can decide at that point whether this looks like a good setup. In this case, it was a lovely setup. This is what we're looking for. Here was a 1, 2, 3 bottom, a move to the upside, and then it forms a large 1, 2, 3 top, and we get a a death cross in this case, the crossing of the EMAs to the downside. MACD is crossed to the downside. So it's given us a really nice setup and telling us that this is an opportunity to jump in and make some profits. So that's a quick look at how the alerts come, and you can get those right in your email, on your phone, wherever you are, and you get to trade if you feel like trading that particular alert. Okay, so that's a quick look at the system. I'm going to give this back to Peter. So Peter.
Okay, thanks, Lennox. Now we're going to turn it over to George, who's going to get into some of the finer details behind the S123 membership.
Okay, hello everyone. The 123 system encompasses quite a few things that we have made available as we've progressed in introducing this. We have a standalone wave calculator, which Lennox has been using for over 20 years. We have the email alerts, which he's just showed you, and this is really a marvelous system because you can get these email alerts on your smartphone and actually make your trades from there. So you don't have to go back to your laptop, etc., to see what's going on. Now, we have the alerts come out 24/7. We have a weekly playbook where Lennox details trades potential trades as they set up at the beginning of the week. We have a phenomenal trading lounge where there's quite a few members in there that are really got this 1, 2, 3 down pat and are making all kinds of pips each week. And the other thing is that they are very happy to share their results with everybody, and they actually show you setups as they are unfolding rather than after the fact type of thing. And if you have questions, they will provide answers. If Lennox and myself is there, we will provide answers for you. It's a great opportunity to learn the system and get all your trades down. We have a currency strength indicator, which is very, very helpful in trying to get into the right trade. You want to pair a strong currency with a weak currency to get the maximum bang for your buck. We do have a news indicator that goes on to MT4 that you can program a number of different ways. I program it to just find out the red news that comes up. And this is very helpful because you can be in a trade and have quite a few pips under your belt, and suddenly a volatile news event will come forward. This alerts you a half an hour ahead of time that the news is coming on, and you might want to take some of your profits or all of your profits and wait until after the volatility settles down to get back into your trade. And finally, we have a dollar index that's available on MT4 if you don't have a dollar index available to you on your platform. In addition, we have the full video course. We have many hundreds of real trade recaps. We have, of course, the wave calculator, the standalone wave calculator, and we have the weekly playbooks that go back for quite a bit of time. We have scanning and training webinars available, and the big thing is our Skype Trade Lounge, which is really an excellent place to learn the system and get your questions answered. There's people there to help out. Plus, we have email support. This is just a brief snapshot of all the things that you can see when you go into our website. I'm not going to go over them right now, but we just have a ton of information to help you out so that you can learn the system quickly. And then we have quite a few testimonials, and as I said, people in the room have really quite happy with the system, and the fact that you can get your questions answered, and the fact that people are telling you what's unfolding as it's unfolding, just as the news alerts do too, is really quite phenomenal. And here's some things that you can read them over. You can go over some of the comments that people have made.
Okay, George, thank you very much for an excellent presentation. And Lennox, thank you for your excellent presentation. To our audience members, now that you've had a smattering of what the S123 system is all about, you've seen some examples of what to look for, but really the question is, how can you take advantage of learning from Lennox? How can you know what he knows? How can you see what he sees when he's looking at his charts? There's a lot of thinking that goes into his trades, and we want to be able to share with you his system. To that extent, I made an appeal to my business partner, Vic Young. I said, look, we've got to get this information out to our members, because I was excited about it when I first learned about it. George became excited about it. Vic is equally excited about it. I use the system and the calculator not only for the Forex but also for stocks. You can use this system for anything that moves, any asset class, whether you're trading the Forex, stocks, options, or whatever. You can use this system. I swear by it and wouldn't trade without either the system or the calculator. Normally what we charge monthly is $199. Vic has carved that down to $99 for the first month, $99 thereafter. This is a limited time offer. We're only going to make this offer available for the next 48 hours. Of course, there's an even more attractive offer, a 6-month prepay option, $497 for 6 months. That's 28% off the regular price. So those are your options. Now, please type this link into your browser at the bottom of your screen and go there and register as quickly as possible. I have an add-on offer here for the first 7 people signing up. You're going to be invited to attend a private Skype session with Lennox during market hours. You're gonna see how he picks trades, how he enters his trades, where he puts his stops, how he works a trade using his calculator. This will be through during live market hours. You can look over Lennox's shoulder, see how he thinks, see how he trades, and you can ask him questions. This is just an incredible offer. So please don't make this miss this rare opportunity to be one of the first 7 people to sign up for this offer. Lennox is a full-time trader, a serious trader, and you'll be able to work with him, ask questions, and just see how he executes a trade in a live market. Now, if you're looking for a complicated trading system, this is not for you. What we're offering for you here is probably, well, it is the best system that Vic and I have seen since we started this business over 15 years ago. We've had many, many systems thrown at us from people, which we usually reject, but this one is at the top of the list, and we're happy to bring it to your attention today. Again, the link to sign up is at the, well, in the middle of your screen. We're here to support you. We're not going to cut and run once you sign up. We're here for you to make sure that you use the system effectively to make money. One of the unique features to the system is the trading lounge. Once you give us your Skype handle, we'll get you into the trading lounge, and then you can work alongside other members who are trading, showing examples, asking questions, offering comments, and so on. That's one of the unique benefits to this system.
Sorry, Peter, may I just say one little thing here? Lennox here again. This is a very straightforward, simple system. However, it is not an easy system to use. It is one thing to have a simple system, yet it still takes effort and time. It's not something that you're going to learn after 1 month. So I would strongly, I know that a lot of people, they jump from systems to system to system, trying different things and so forth. But if you seriously want to learn how to make some profits in the Forex, and you're at all serious about trading, you need to try this system out and give it at least a minimum of 3 months in order to really learn and hone the ideas that we're putting together. We give you the alerts. We've got an automatic wave calculator that gives you your targets. Everything's there for you. And the lounge alone, where other members are showing their trades and giving you ideas, is incredibly helpful. So just wanted to throw that into you to let you know.
Okay, Lennox, there is one question they've asked. Would you comment on the risk-reward indicator that we provide with the wave calculator?
Do you want to take that, George? Do you want to go ahead?
Okay. Yes, whenever you utilize the wave calculator, whether it's the automatic one or the manual one, we calculate a risk reward for you, so that what we recommend is that you be at least above 2 rewards to 1 of risk dollars. And it calculates that for you automatically, and so that you know what you're going to get if you get into the trade at the proper points.
Also on the chart, you might have noticed we also show the daily ATR, which is the average true range for each with the particular pair that you're on, and that gives you an idea of, for example, that USD Swiss pair that I was in is showing me that the daily ATR is 66 pips, and that today's range is 49 pips. So if I'm setting a stop, depending on, again, your risk tolerance and so forth, you'd want to put your stop within at least today's range, as just in case, insurance on your trade. So that's the kind of things we do. We also have the currency strength indicator, which I didn't show you, and George spoke about, that tells you which currencies are strong, which ones are weak. And another thing that we also, again, what we're given to everyone here is just a huge amount of information and tools to really help you along. But one of the key things that we didn't even mention, actually, and I'm just going to talk about now, is how the U.S. dollar relates to the major pairs, the 7 major currencies in the U.S. with the U.S. dollar. So that's something that every day I let the members know what the U.S. dollar is doing and where the major pairs are going to be going against that U.S. dollar. So that's again another huge tool that in the arsenal for this 1-2-3 system.
Lennox, a question came in. Do we have alerts come out with our manual trades? The alerts are generated automatically. We have actually two kinds of alerts. We have alerts that are of the automatic basis, and we secondly have alerts that are based upon the CSI, or currency strength indicator. And what happens, we take the 2 strongest currencies and we map them against the 2 weakest currencies, and we provide you with that information.
And that is very, very powerful.
They're all real-time alerts. so that we use them, when they come through, we look at them. Not all alerts are going to be, taken, of course, but they are real-time alerts, and you can trade on them.
Saeed has another question, George.
With this approach, what are the objective versus subjective decisions that traders has to go through? For example, the 1, 2, 3 should always be objective with the wave calculator, correct? You have to have some idea of what price is actually doing. I mean, you're putting the wave calculator, let's say, on a 1 hour or 4 hour chart, but if you don't know what's happening on the weekly or daily chart, you are going to more readily get into a problem situation. So it is partially, it's subjective in that you have to know where you are in a particular trade or a pair before you make your trade.
And even the automatic wave calculator that paints the 1, 2, 3s, it is also subjective in a way, because it paints 1, 2, 3s as it sees them, because there are 1, 2, 3s all over the charts. However, the 1, 2, 3 that it usually paints is the one that's more closely is mapping to an actual real 1, 2, 3 that would be tradable. However, you have to take a look at it yourself to decide whether or not, yes, this looks like a good fit based on all the other parameters of top-down analysis. You cannot just, and I couldn't get into all the details with you in a quick demo, but you cannot just jump in on a 15-minute time frame and see a 1, 2, 3 and say, this is what I'm going to trade. Yes, you can, but it might not be profitable for you to do that. So there are lots of little nuances to the 1, 2, 3, and those are the things that we go over in more detail as you advance.
One of the advantages of working with Linux in a live session is one of the decisions you have to make when you see a 1, 2, 3 bottom or top is where to get into the trade. Do you go on a buy stop or after the number 3 point? Just one of the things that you'll learn from Linux, and also he can show you how he uses the retracements to target an entry point. Getting back to an earlier comment from Lennox when he was talking about how long it takes to learn the system, I developed the Big Dogs course over 15 years ago, and the 1, 2, 3 system was just one of the things that I talked about in that course. Now what we're doing is we're zeroing in on only one aspect of that course. We're only talking about the fact that you have to look for a 1, 2, 3, either top or bottom. So it simplifies your trading. You're not having to decide what you're looking for and where to enter a trade. All you have to look for is one simple thing, and that is a 1, 2, 3 top or bottom. Daniel has a question, George. Are these real-time alerts or just pairs to keep an eye on?
These are all of them are real-time alerts. And as we said, you have to review the alert yourself to make sure it fits the criteria that you are looking for. There's another question that comes up. What are the targets based upon? Well, you'll find that the targets that the wave calculator generates will bring you to major support resistance zones on the chart. There's a lot of mathematics involved in generating that, and we can go into that when you get into the system itself.
Daniel says, do traders in the Skype lounge call trades? I'll let you respond to that, George.
Yeah, they do call trades right when they're setting up, and you'll find that you don't have. We're not down on the 5-minute chart or something like that. We're working off an hourly chart, so you can talk about a trade and go over the details of it and still have time to get into the trade. This is not something that like trading on scalping or something like that. So yes, trades are called out in the room, and people have trades that they're anxious to get into, and they'll ask people what other members what they think of the trade, etc., before they jump into it. So it's a very good learning process that goes on.
The exciting news in the lounge is that we're seeing members who are being successful, very successful with their trades. They're making serious money. So this is a reflection on how good the system is. And of course, it's pretty exciting because you get to play along with other members who have the same objectives that you do. And trading is a lonely business. So the fact that you can go into a lounge and talk it up with like-minded traders, I think, is a tremendous advantage to what we offer here. Daniel, a follow-up here says, do the three of you also call trades in the lounge?
Yeah, we will essentially talk about trades, potential trades. Everybody has to make their own decision because, like for myself, for example, basically on 4-hour trades and looking for daily trades, but most of the people in the room like to work on the hourly charts. Some people started out on the 15-minute charts, but they found it was nice graduating to the hourly charts. So it depends upon your trading style. The important thing is to go over the mechanics of the trade, and that's what we do in the lounge. And then you personally would then decide how you're going to trade the chart.
I also each evening I put up a notice, a note for all the members to check the major pairs. They try to concentrate on the major pairs, especially for new members. Try to concentrate just on the major pairs as it relates to the US dollar. And so that gives you a good basket of 7 stocks to look at. Instead of having to look at 28 different pairs, you can just look at the major pairs and decide to which ones you might want to trade based on that. And in this particular pair that I was showing you live, USD Swiss, that 1, 2, 3 bottom is because of the US dollar and what it's doing today. The US dollar turned around from last night's drop and is turned around going up, and so that means the USD Swiss is going up because the US dollar is strong. So that was almost like a gift, as it were, to find the nice 1, 2, 3 bottom on that move and get in, and that's basically what this is. So last night I told the members that the US dollar was weak and it was going to go down to a certain level, and of course it reaches a certain level, it has to turn around, and this is what happens in this case in the live session. Now you can jump in going the opposite way. So every evening this is posted for the members, so that, and again, members post their trades and setups and so forth, and yeah, we go over charts all the time in the lounge.
I'm sure we mentioned this before. Maybe we glossed over it, but we do have 4 members who sign up. We have a weekly webinar every Wednesday where we give a presentation for about an hour. Lennox will look at live charts. He has on occasion actually executed a trade during the webinar. So we have that. We have the lounge. We have tons of resources, lots of educational material. And of course, if you're struggling with which broker to trade with or how to use MetaTrader 4 or whatever the case may be, we're here to help you out. It looks like we've run out of questions, and so we're almost at the end of this webinar. We'll leave it open for a little bit longer to see if anybody has a last-minute thought. Lennox, thank you for an excellent presentation, and George, thank you too for your presentation. It's always great to be working with you guys.
And you as well. Thanks, Peter.
Thank you, and everyone, good trading, and hope to see you in the lounge.
Okay, on that note, it looks like we are wrapping up this webinar. Thank you, everybody, for your attendance. We don't take it lightly. We appreciate you being here with us. We certainly hope to see you signed up as a member. Don't forget the Trading Lounge. You can get in there and work with like-minded traders, and don't forget the offer to work alongside Lennox in a live environment. So without further ado, I'm going to thank you once again. Hope you have a great day, and we hope to see you join Forex Mentor. Bye for now.